how to stop yourself from contacting your ex. Welcome to Love Advice TV. Welcome to those of you listening to us on podcast. My name is Coach Adrian, and I wanted to do this video for those of you who have serious anxiety, for those of you who cannot control their emotions and who are constantly reaching out to an ex, even though they keep hurting themselves and their chances of repairing a broken relationship. And quite often, unfortunately, I see individuals that are really in a deep state of panic and cannot control that urge to reach out to their significant other to seek reassurance and validation. And unfortunately, this is where most mistakes happen. Not what led to the breakup during the relationship, but actually the despair and the desperation really triggered by anxiety right after a breakup. And that can cause your significant other to really be repulsed by you, threatened by you, seek to put some certain barriers and boundaries to make sure that you're not going to overwhelm them and that you're not going to ruin their lives in some ways. And that is why I wanted to do this video, because it is very, very important for you to avoid losing control in this way. Perhaps this is not relevant to most of you. Perhaps you're in a very different point in your breakup recovery, or perhaps you've been able to deal with the breakup in a healthy way and you're not overwhelming your significant other. But if you are, you need a lot of help. And it's important for you to understand how much damage you're doing to yourself and to the prospect of repairing a broken relationship without feeling bad, without feeling guilty, and without this triggering you into more despair. Ultimately, it is very important for you to know that it's okay. It's normal. Many people, when vulnerable, do things that they're not proud of. But the problem is that your significant other is not going to be able to see you in the same way. They're not going to see you for what you bring to the table. They're going to see you as a risk, as someone who's coming in the way of what they want, and as someone that they need to avoid at all costs. And so the more you're able to channel those negative emotions in a productive, healthy way, the better your chances are going to be to ultimately not just communicate with your significant other, but also to lay the foundation for a new beginning and for them to see you as someone that can inspire them, someone that they can be happy with. Because ultimately, that's what it's about. Your ex is not going to take you back out of pity or just because they feel bad for you. They're going to take you back because they feel like it is in their best interest to do so. They're going to take you back because they have chosen to rebuild a relationship with you. Not to just do you a favor or just because you tell them that you love them. And so it's important for you to understand this notion, this concept of them choosing their emotional destiny. And the best way for your ex to choose you is for you to give them a reason to, for them to choose to engage with you, not something that is forced upon them. And for them to not feel like they have to carry your emotional burden. For them to not feel like they have to be your emotional support system at a time when they're trying to rebuild their own lives. And so if you are feeling like you need to reach out to your ex, like you're afraid that they're starting something new with someone else, that they're going to forget about you, or that you feel guilty because you have somehow made a mistake that you're trying to repair right away, remember that you will have your opportunity to convey those things to them when the time is right, when they feel ready to listen. And it's important for you to communicate from a place of well-being and happiness, not from a place of despair and desperation. Otherwise, you are sure to make a mistake and to have a setback. Ultimately, it's okay if you feel vulnerable and if you feel sad, but we need to channel it in a different way. You need to pretend as if your ex does not exist. Perhaps you need to block their social media or silence it so that you don't get triggered by seeing certain things. If you have friends that are telling you that your significant other is dating or doing this or that, perhaps it's best to tell those friends not to talk about it because you are trying to heal. You need to have a sense of self-awareness so that you can create an environment that is conducive to empowerment, that will uplift you, not one where you're going to constantly be triggered and make mistakes. Furthermore, it's important to have someone that you can talk to about how you feel. Perhaps it's a therapist. Perhaps it's that one friend that's not going to judge you. Or perhaps you need coaching and you need to reach out to one of the coaches on our team to help alleviate some of the stress and the anxiety that you're facing, and also to provide you with a path forward, steps that you can take in order to repair your broken relationship. Ultimately, it is possible to repair your broken relationship even if you feel like you've made many mistakes and you've overwhelmed your significant other. But you need to stop making those mistakes, because otherwise you will, at some point, reach a point of no return. And I don't want that for you. So here, we're talking about self-discipline, self-awareness, keeping yourself accountable, setting daily goals, taking it one day at a time, making sure that you are able to not get triggered so that you're creating an environment where you're less likely to lose control or less likely to make a mistake. You need to focus on productive things, a new beginning, and reaching out to new friends, establishing new habits is going to help you tremendously along the way. Again, I am here to support if need be. I highly encourage that you check out our course on neuroscience and the process of getting an ex back. This should be available to you in the description of this video so that you can understand what is happening to you and what you can do to quickly turn things around. I thank you for your trust. I thank you for your support. Thank you for being tuned in to Love Advice TV, and keep fighting the good fight and stay strong despite the challenges that you are facing today. You are growing into the person that you are destined to be, and I look forward to continue to support you on that journey. Take good care and see you soon.